This is round 15 of my 32 beer challenge. And up next, we have Sapporo, a Japanese beer. It's an American lager with 5% ABV. I've had this before and it isn't bad. I like it. And we have a European pale lager, 5% ABV, called St. Pauli Girl. I think this is made in Germany. Anyway, I poured them. The St. Pauli Girl appears to have a bit more carbonation. This Sapporo appears to be darker. So if I open my eyes, I'll give it away. There's a little bit of foam on top of the Sapporo. So I'll have to keep my eyes closed when I taste these, because I don't want to know which one's which. Not that I'm biased, because I really don't care. But who knows? I'd rather do this not knowing which is which. In fact, it would be even better if I didn't even know which two beers I was comparing. So somebody just gives me two beers, I compare them, then pick one, and then they tell me, okay, these were the two beers and you pick X. Well, here we go. Not a bad beer. Just the right amount of bitterness, but not too much crispness. It's smooth finish. Pretty consistent from start to finish. Smoother, but yet a bit more flavor. Not as crispy, or not as crisp. Kind of on the watery side compared to this one. Flavor's decent. It's not, doesn't have some kind of bittery aftertaste, or it doesn't have some kind of sawdusty aftertaste like an adjunct lager. But it's weak. It's kind of weak. At least compared to this one, it's weak. I'm leaning towards this one. If I have to drink another one of these, give me one of these so far. I wonder if it's okay if I drink two of mine. I still got some foam on here. This is probably the Sapporo. But I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to go with this one, which is the St. Pauli Girl. Normally I would choose at the end, but I'm pretty certain that I don't have to drink all these to figure out which one I like. St. Pauli Girl just seems to have a more crisp feel to it and a bit stronger flavor. This is smoother and weaker. So that's why I'm going with this one. And the flavors are very similar. You know, there's nothing bad, nothing really excessively bittery about either one. No terrible flavors in either one. Flavors are similar, as you would expect. But I'm going to have to give the win to St. Pauli Girl here. Even though this is an upset, because Sapporo is rated higher on the beer sites than St. Pauli Girl. So this is the second upset. there's one more round coming up in this series. And then we move on to the next round, or the next series of rounds, which will be the winners of these 32 and the losers of these 32. The losers, of course, being in the loser bracket. And the winners, of course, moving on into the next level of this winners bracket. And next contest up to date, or up, is Beck's versus Alpha. Alpha, a Greek beer. Beck's being a European pale lager. Alpha being an adjunct lager. So, Alpha is one of the higher rated adjunct lagers in my list. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm predicting Beck's is going to win. But I'm going to do it blindfolded to make sure, because I don't want to cheat.